difference about it. When we're driving around and we're looking at where we want to fish, there's some calm bays we just found that we'll probably be fishing this afternoon. Obviously you can see the waves and everything else behind us, so in lieu of us going, oh, you just got wet again, little buddy, you gotta get these fancy little shoes with holes like I got. So if I come out to the edge of the dock, it's like I'm actually standing in a boat in rough weather for about 30 seconds. I've had enough of it. I don't go fishing to beat myself up. I don't go fishing for the fish because I can go to the store and buy them. I go fishing for the pleasure of going fishing, spending time with the friends and family that I want to go fishing with. And this year, number one, it's not safe. It's not safe. Number two, it's not comfortable. And number three, it's not fun. Yes, I drove a long ways to fish, but with a little bit of research, talking to Ed's Bait, going around looking at different landings, then going back and getting my gear, I do not need to put myself in that position to make a bad decision. I'm gonna go have a great time. I'm gonna go have some fun. I just got my rocking of the rough water in a boat on the end of the dock, getting sprayed in the back by the wind. I'm gonna go have a good time. So when you travel a long ways and you think that you need to go fishing because you went that far to go fishing, you're wrong. Your family wants you to come home, play it safe. Let's go have some fun. Woo! All right, anywho. Here we got her. We are now in Devil's Lake, North Dakota. Brought the old little, you know, the little go fast car. Got myself high 30, 40 miles an hour to the or 40 gallons to the mile, or whatever, miles to the gallon, whatever. So you can see I pack very simple to come out here. It's one of them where I got my rods, and I am meeting up with somebody that has a boat for me to jump in. So extremely simple. I was told that when I come out, we're going to be running a lot of crawler harnesses. I run a lot of spinning glows with my crawler harnesses. A lot of people out here that don't do that. Well, all it does is sits there and spins just like so when you go through the water, and it keeps it off the bottom. Which I like about that is when I get out to a lake that has a lot of structure and I have my bottom bouncer, my weight down there, it'll work the bottom, but yet when I'm trolling, that spinning glow will stay up off of the bottom and come across, so I don't have to worry about snagging up. So that's a big one, coming over rocks and stuff like that. So I brought one of these along. Here's my 3-way swivel. I got a tag, and when I get there, I just tie a bottom bouncer on. That simple. So that is all set. The other things that I bring along, of course, right in this bad boy right here, is my Aquaview. I got my Aquaview that we can hook straight up to the camera, big screen on there, so I can take a look-see down and see what kind of fish we're marking on the graphs. So that way I know if they're, you know, if they're pike, if they're walleyes, what I'm targeting, and I can look at that. You know, a lot of times I won't bring that out, but if I'm getting frustrated and I can't get them to bite and I'm wasting my time, I'm gonna look at it. It's very simple. It's in a case ready to rock. The other thing that I bring out is right in this bad boy right here is, I don't know what people running out here. I got lights if we fish at night, but Devil's Lake, you don't really fish at night. You know, that's one thing about it that's really nice, is these fish bite all day during the day that you don't need to fish at night. So I got my lights, got a couple of line counter reels in case we're in a situation that I need to know exactly where I'm at. You know, you talk about lead core and all that, which is nice because it's all color coded and I'm out 2 colors of lead core. Well, what if I'm fishing suspended fish in 30 feet of water? I want to be 25 feet down or 20 feet down. I can take this, put it on the side, say, okay, there we are. You know, you can judge it at the speed that you're rolling in shallower water to find out how much drag that bait is going, and then multiply it by the depth. This is my staple offshores. offshores. That way I can spread my lines out. Out here you can run quite a few lines. I can spread them out. I brought a couple of extra rod holders. I don't know if he has the connections with the rod holders, but I brought those along. That way, instead of having varied rod lengths that a lot of people don't have, let's say there's times where I'll have a 12-foot rod, a 9-foot rod, and a 6-foot rod, but if you don't have that option, you just want to get it out, calm water, shallow water, running it. Rough water, a lot of times you'll have something that, especially big waves, your rod is going like this, and those waves, this stabilizes that bait coming through that water. So you can put it out there, run it out. There's a tattle flag on the back side of it. So this tattle flag, the way that it works is you hook it up, it'll troll just like that, so it's beveled on the front side at 45, so it'll cut that water, and it goes as far out as you let the line out. And then when the fish bites, back here's the business end, when a fish bites, so what we want is we want that flag to tattle and then go. If this board buries, here we go. So these things are really awesome. You know, another little trick is I mark all mine with my name on the back. You know, sometimes you take it and you put your name on the back, a number on the back, because sometimes these do get disconnected or a fish breaks it off. If it's floating, good Samaritan, sometimes we'll find them and call you up. You know, that way you don't lose your equipment. Just put your name on it. It's not that hard. You know, the other thing, the business end. This here is my lifeline. I don't go home, or I don't leave home without it. Open her up, and you're gonna see that no matter what we're fishing for, I am rigged and ready. I was told spinner baits. I was told stuff like that, so I brought my Rufuses along. I brought some spinning glows along, just different rigs all tied up, ready to rock. If we get into a slip bobber bite, I got my slip bobber along. I got my different colored lines along. If I'm pitching jigs, especially on structure with no wind, I like to see that colored line so I can see when it twitches. If a fish hits it on the way down, that line reacts differently. I got all that stuff along. Of course, I got my CPT tackle along. These are all tungsten jigs. Fumble. It's like a kid in a candy store, all excited and stuff. So here I got all my different sizes, all my different weights, all my different colors of tungsten jigs. That way they you know, they drop faster. I don't have to let that much line out. If I get into a spinner bite, there I got all of my little rooster tails and stuff like that. A lot of times people don't even think about rooster tails coming through weeds and all that. That vibration triggers them to bite. So I got those along. Got all my components. So I got all my blades and my beads and everything else to make my own spinner baits if I want to. I could change anything that I want to as far as that goes. And then I got also my spinning gloves. So I got my blades, I got my spinning gloves. If I'm fishing suspended water, I'm going to use a lot of blades just because it's going to be more consistent as far as staying on that one depth. If I want it suspended a little bit coming over structure, I'm going to go to spinning gloves. And that way I know that I'm not going to get hung up in those rocks down there. Then you got your panfish jigs. Sometimes you just got to downsize. Sometimes you got to downsize under a, you know, under a certain situation like that. If we get into ripping, now we're gonna fish, you know, different bridges and stuff like that. I'm just gonna rip jig with a couple of different things. Got that, and then if I want a little bigger presentation as far as the, you know, the different baits of that sort. Some have hair, some don't. I got the leech flutter spoons. I got the, you know, I mean, pinhead minnows and buckshots and, you know, custom jigs and spins has their flutter spoon in there. I got a lot of different areas, and everything that I just showed you came in that one box. Everything's ready to rock. Get into here. Now I'm gonna get into some pike. I found some goofy pike and stuff. I'm gonna start throwing some bigger blade baits, you know, things like that, some hair jigs. I got a couple things that are, so on the way out here, I got just sidetracked. On the way out here, I was told about a pike bite that just goes big suckers and, you know, just basically sitting in current with big suckers. So what I have here is I have a mess, number one, which I guarantee every one of you have. So he's probably going to edit this because I got some work to do. But what it does is I got my drop jig right here, my spinning glow had some vibration, and I'll put a big sucker on there and just fish for pike right in that current. So I got some work to do on that. Oh man, so that's kind of the operation that I have. And of course I make sure, because if I'm going to spend all that time, money, and investment, I got my net along. That way I got something that some people, especially them goofy bass people, man, woman, whatever, they don't like to use nets. I use nets. So bass people, I'm sorry, you're weird. No net. Come on. Come on, people. So that's kind of what I all packed for this one little trip. You know, a lot of people will be like, you got way too much stuff. Well, not really, because you never know what the fish are gonna want. I don't know if I'm gonna want steak or fish when I go out for dinner half the time. I gotta look at the menu. I gotta figure it out. I like choices. So do fish sometimes. So majority of it, I can tell you right now, it's gonna be the CPT tackle, the live bait. It's going to be spinning glows, and it's going to be crawler harnesses. That's what you're going to see a lot. I'm going to be running my offshores. I can promise you that.